Hello guys, and welcome to the first episode of a short series. In this series, I'm going to take a look at a small glimpse of Asian transit infrastructure and identify any pros, cons, weaknesses, and what they could improve on. I'm also going to consider factors like transit-oriented development, future plans, and ridership. Let's get into it. Post-production here. Really quickly, before the video starts, I'd like to apologize for the blurry and poor video qualities that I captured when exploring the system due to rain and time pressure. Anyways, enjoy the video. In this episode, we'll take a look at Macau's light rail transit system. If you don't know where Macau is, it's right off the coast of mainland China and borders Hong Kong. The reason why I say it with that tone is because they're technically separated by a water mass, but they're also connected by the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge. Their economy mainly focuses around tourism, with most of its light rail system running through the resorts and casinos. Although I'm not going to talk about it this episode, Macau also has a massive number of buses for its relatively small landmass. Any given road can have tens of buses running on them at any given time, and some bus stops even have upwards of 20 or even 30 routes on them. Although the LRT is nicely along its path of planned development, when it was first drafted as an idea in 2002, it got shut down by lots of public outrage. You see, Macau has very few people who actually own cars, hence, everyone gets around by either taking advantage of various modes of public transit or riding their motorbikes around everywhere. Back then, when there were fewer bus routes and longer bus headways, people would bunch up along the streets at bus stops waiting for their crowded, sometimes overpacked buses. This is why the idea of their light rail was created in the first place, with hopes of starting on the south half of Macau, extending to Barra on the westernmost of the three bridges, and then making its way through the northern part of Macau and up to the border with Zhuhai. Unfortunately, due to the high density, skyscraper-like apartment complexes all over Macau, there were a lot of conflicts regarding obstructing views and clogging streets. Despite the pushback, construction on Macau's LRT broke ground in 2009 to begin work on Phase 1, hiring Mitsubishi to manufacture and provide them with the rolling stock. The expected ridership upon opening was to be around 40,000 daily, with the vast portion of them being from tourists. The first of 7 lines, named Taipa, began operations in December 2019, which would later be extended across the bridge to terminate at Barra, opening 4 years later in 2023. The trains running on Macau LRT consist of 2 cars, with no way of crossing between the two. Each car has 4 doors on each side, and there are sideways facing seats bordering the walls, as well as a fantastic view out the back and front windows. For every train, there is one operator, who is instructed to inspect the surroundings of the trains and doors prior to remotely closing them. Although my trip took place at a random time on a Saturday, the trains still had decent ridership, especially around the airport station. There were also some nice touches, such as very long and spacious platforms, platform screen doors, and light displays, as well as a lighting signal for when the next train would arrive. Payment can be done with the Macau Pass or through buying a one-time trip coin. If paying with the Macau Pass, you can simply tap the card on the reader next to the fare gates to both enter and exit the system, and it will automatically subtract the fare from your balance. If paying with the coin, you can scan the coin on top of the card reader when entering, and then insert the coin into the slot on the machine when exiting. You cannot keep your coin after leaving the system, and to get a coin you must buy one from one of the staffs manning the stations. While you might think that this seemingly tourist-centered route is a bad idea, Macau plans to extend its LRT across the 3rd bridge and to the Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge as well as the Portes de Circo, while also extending further south to the Hengqin border and the Siak Pai Van. In fact, the southern extensions are almost fully completed, planning to open for operation this year in 2024 and next year in 2025 respectively. Construction has not yet started on the northern extensions past Barra or on the 3rd bridge. Taking everything into consideration, I think that the Macau LRT system has a very bright future, and I do think that it is currently a very underrated transit network. Seeing as many of its plans have already been achieved, are about to complete, or have already started, this LRT system is headed in the right direction and should be a great role model for smaller cities or regions looking to develop a small but impactful rail network. If you've watched this far, don't hesitate to like the video or subscribe to the channel. Each like or subscriber matters a lot to me and gives me feedback on the videos I'm creating. Thanks for watching and have a good day.